Today's training will be on prompt hierarchy. What is a prompt? Prompting is basically a way of reminding a child when to do something or how to do something correctly. A prompt is something that is done immediately after giving the instructions to help the child perform the task correctly. It helps clarify the expectations you have and ensures your child's success. This is very important when your child is trying something new, as practicing incorrectly can impede learning how to do it correctly long term. Prompting helps autistic children build motor memory and develop motor plans for completing tasks and activities. The goal is to fade out prompts until your child can do the task independently. Why use prompting? Prompting is important as it increases the likelihood of success while decreasing the chances of errors. In other words, using prompts, new skills are taught one step at a time before combining the steps to complete the whole skills. There is a simple prompt hierarchy guide that helps children reach independence with these new skills. It could also increase the rate of responding and lower frustration in clients as well. Prompt hierarchy is defined by the amount of assistance the child needs. There are two different types of the hierarchy: most to least and least to most. Using least to most, there are three levels and is less intrusive. It allows the learner the chance to respond independently and then measure what type of help they need. Most to least, it starts with the most intrusive prompt, full physical. Then it moves on to partial gesture and so on. It fades as the learner becomes more independent, and it uses the 7 strategies of prompting. What are the 7 prompts? There is independent, visual, verbal, gestural, modeling, partial physical, and full physical. Independent prompting allows the student to be able to perform the task on their own with no prompts or verbal assistance after command has been asked. It's less intrusive.
Touch bear. Good job.
Visual prompts provide a less intrusive guide for the learner to follow with no assistance. Visual prompts may include a daily visual schedule as well as other visual prompts as a reminder, such as task strips or a stop sign by the door. It can also help during discrete trial training by putting an image up and seeing if the client can give you that item or touch that item. Here you can see how we show the picture and the client touches the correct item. Verbal prompts can be done direct or indirectly. Direct means giving the learning a specific verbal instruction, like touch, bear. Indirect tells the learner something that is expected, such as a question that leads to the learner in the right direction.
What do you write with? Good job. You write with a marker.
Gestural prompts give your child a cue to use a skill through the use of gestures. You can use pointing, tapping or anything like that to gesture the correct response.
Touch Play-Doh. Good job.
Modeling involves you demonstrating the correct response or way to complete the task. During modeling, you would both verbally and physically demonstrate what you want your child to do. In order to use this form of prompting, your child must be able to successfully imitate others. During modeling, you will state the task. For example,
Open. You do. Good job.
partial physical prompting, you will help your child complete the task by assisting their body movements to do what it's expected. The child has the lead in moving their body. For example, you will guide the child by the hands, like so.
Open. Open. Good job.
Full physical. This type of prompting requires you to provide physical guidance to your child to complete the task. You do this by fully moving your child's body while they complete the task successfully. It is the most intrusive, and you use hand over hand to teach the skill. Basically, you will put your hands on top of their hands to guide them, like so.
Open. Let's open. Good job.
Then here we have a breakdown of how to use each strategy. First, we have most to least prompting. This is when we start out with the most amount of prompting and fade as the student is successful. This is often used in teaching independent skills. An example of this would be learning to brush teeth. We might start with hand over hand and then fade to physical prompt as required, or they become more independent. Here are some examples of how it might look like, starting with full physical, holding the child's hand and helping them write. Partial physical, using the child's elbow to prompt how to do straight line. Then modeling, showing the kids how to raise their hands. Gestural, pointing to a particular image so the student can understand what is asked. Verbal, telling the student what to do and letting them do it. Visual, providing something that they can follow, a guide. Independent, them doing them by themselves. Least to most prompting is moving up the ladder to increase learning. Some skills benefit from this prompting style where we start out with the least amount of prompting possible and then increase as necessary. For example, when we are teaching a child to follow instructions, come here, we would give the instructions and then provide the least amount of prompting necessary to have them follow it. Or while brushing their teeth, we'll provide a visual or gestural prompt, then model it, then partial physical, then full physical if needed. If not, we would stop at the model or maybe at partial physical. Thank you.